questions. Everything from favorite movies to current favorite NBA players and future career goals that, yes, involve playing alongside Bronny. Shannon, considering the playoffs are still going on, do you like this?
I like it because there was no playoff. Yeah, they're going on, but there was no games yesterday. So he didn't take anything away from the games. And Skip, I think the thing is sometimes it's a blessing and a curse with social media because guess what? You're your own network. You're your own radio station. You're your own pro at giving whatever you want to discuss. If you want to discuss music, you want to discuss fashion, you want to discuss sports, you want to discuss politics, you are your own producer. You're your own host of that. And Skip, for me, a lot of times when I respond to guys like, man, oh my God, Shannon, can you imagine? LeBron tweets, okay, Q&A, hadn't done one of these in a long time. And hold on. He actually answered my question. Do you know what that does for a young and I think a lot of other guys, because a lot of times, Skip, once you start getting 50, 70, 80 million followers, Skip, all you do is tweet, or all you do is post, but you really don't respond to anyone unless it's someone that you know. Like KD might say something and LeBron, co-sign that, or D Wade, or maybe some other player. But for the casual fan, that's like, man, I want to have an opportunity that, man, if I had an opportunity, if you were sitting right there, what would you ask LeBron? Or what would you ask Denzel? Or what would you ask this? Man, if I had Denzel right here, or if I had LeBron right there, this is what I was asking. This was his opportunity. But lo and behold, this was for the casual fans, not for you know who. You don't do that, Skip Bayless.
Who?
You know. Somebody responded, and it wasn't for them. Talking about us, you don't close your mouth.
I didn't respond.
You know who did.
I didn't even watch. I didn't read it.
Who responded?
Well, in the very end?
Yes.
Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. You stomping him out?
No, this was for the casual fan. Tom Brady has LeBron's number. Tom Brady, Skip Bayless, you see what I'm talking about?
All of a sudden, Tom chimed in and said, you and me, 5 rounds ice hockey shootout, whatever that means. Who wins? Question mark, says Tom to LeBron. And LeBron said, me barely. Maybe swinging from my knees, though.
Yeah, because I don't know if he can stand up on a pair of ice skates.
I think he couldn't stand up because most people can't when they first try. I know I couldn't.
Roller skates are one thing because you got 4 rollers.
It works.
But that little thin blade in the middle of your...
tried it?
No.
I tried it one time, and that was the last time.
I could barely stand up. I could barely stand up when I was a kid on roller skates. So I got no chance on ice skates.
Okay. So you're offended that Tom...
I'm not offended, but I'm not surprised that he chimed in. Hell, I probably would have chimed in if I'd have saw it earlier.
Okay. All right. So I got to get this out of the way. To Jen's point, the playoffs are just starting to heat up. And to me, this came across as, remember me? I'm not in the playoffs, but remember me, I'm still LeBron James, so I'm going to upstage the playoffs, even though it was a dead
Day
night.
off.
I'm going to upstage. I'm going to do a Q&A, come one, come all, because I think it is eating him alive that he's not involved in these playoffs because he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. He knows he's getting toward the end of his career.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know what he's got left. I hope he's got 5 years left, but it's probably more likely 2 or 3 years left. And after he passes Kareem, I don't know what his motivation will be after that, except to play with Bronny. But
because he mentioned that, he's like, that's the plan. God's willing, that's the plan.
Okay, I got it. But to me, this was classic LeBron, who has attention deficit disorder as far as I need attention and I need it constantly. I got to do a Q&A. So again, it's slightly upstaging the playoffs. I don't have a huge problem with it, but I think it said a lot about LeBron that he has to remind everybody, I'm still here. I might be sitting on my couch watching this, but I'm still here. Let's go back and forth. And he took questions like pie or cake.
Yeah.
You know, he's taking like cake. I like cake, right?
I'm with him.
Okay, are you?
Yeah.
Cake over pie?
Yeah.
I think I would do pie, but I wouldn't eat either anymore. It's been 30 years since I ate either one.
I'm more of a cake guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Lately?
No, not lately, but I would prefer cake over pie.
All right. And this one got me that he would admit publicly that he has a favorite player. And we just talked about Luka, and he says he's my fave player.
Yeah.
Well, really? Well, I got to say.
Well, Skip, you remember he said he wanted to sign Luka to Team LeBron and have Luka have his own shoe under LeBron. Nike didn't agree with that, and so he's Team Jordan.
So is he recruiting him for Unclutch?
No, he was recruiting. I mean, Skip, that's the thing. It's like, okay, Jordan had his shoe, and then you get a signature shoe, and then you have people up under you. And so that's what LeBron was saying. You know, the first team LeBron athlete would be Luka Doncic.
Okay. Well, again, you're the one who compares LeBron to Jordan or says he's better than Jordan. I can just tell you, because I knew Jordan well enough to know when he was playing, there's no way he would ever admit, because he wouldn't have it in his heart. Nobody was his favorite player. He was his favorite player, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm surprised that LeBron, maybe it's because he's later in his career, would say, oh, he's my favorite player. That's like being a fan sitting on your couch. Well, aren't you involved?
Well, I think a lot of guys, Skip, because I had Dame Lillard on my podcast, and he said I said, okay, you got front row tickets to watch anybody play. He's like, Devin Booker's my favorite, Kyrie Irving. So, Skip,
Maybe he's thinking like the current generation.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, Skip, is that the guys today, they're thinking differently. I agree with you. I don't know if if Bird is saying, and we know Bird and Magic became very close. Once they did shot the commercial. But I don't know if they would have said, well, you know, Larry's my favorite. Now, they said that after they were done, but I agree with you. I don't know if Jordan or any of the old players, but Skip, these guys now are so secure in themselves and who they are. They'll say, oh, yeah, I like him. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, let's go team up together.
Okay.
That's how much I like you. I'll play with you.
Okay. Two other answers caught my eye. First one concerned his favorite movies, all-time favorite movies. And he goes Gladiator, Godfather, Coming to America, Friday.
Yeah.
And then the last one got me because I didn't see this coming. Wedding Crashers. What? Wedding Crashers?
Wilson.
Is LeBron's all-time favorite top 5 Wedding Crashers? I was surprised. I wondered what your reaction was.
Yeah, I would not have thought Wedding Crashers. I can see the other one, The Gladiator. Russell Crowe was tremendous.
Sure. Oh,
the Godfather.
Oh, well, how can you argue? Yeah. And you can't argue with the next two.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, the Wedding Crashers, the one that I'm like, oh.
It just doesn't seem like LeBron's flavor to me, right?
Yeah, the Coming to America. Well, I guess he liked comedies because he got 2 or 3 of his 5 favorite movies are comedies.
Okay. I didn't find Wedding Crashers all that funny, but that's just me.
I think it started out as funny, but then it kind of lost me towards the end.
And then Will Ferrell has a bizarre sort of cameo at the end, and I don't know. I was lost on it, and it was kind of a sick premise to start with, what they were trying to pull off.
Right.
But anyway, that's just me, and I was surprised and thought you would be very surprised that Wedding Crashers made the list with Gladiator, Godfather, Coming to America, Friday, and Wedding Crashers. Yeah, I would not have thought LeBron would like. But Skip, he was in what was that movie he was in with Rebel Wilson? He was in a movie, so that kind of along those lines, Skip. So. Yeah, it wasn't Rebel Wilson. What's her name? Shoot. I'll think of it. Yeah. Maybe they can help us from the control room. But Trainwreck.
Amy Schumer.
Okay. Same premise.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, then we've got, when's the last time you played Bronny one-on-one? He said, I shattered the backboard, right? Okay, so.
How you going to dunk on your son and break the backboard on your kid?
Okay, that's a Jordan-esque response because I believe Michael would have been capable of doing that. I don't even think he would have played one-on-one with this kid.
Well, he did. He said, he wouldn't let him beat him, and then his son hit a shot and won the game and said, game. And might say he just dropped his head. But I think the thing is when you're that competitive, you don't ever want your kid to think they can beat you. And so LeBron said, you know what? I'm going to pull the bat with Daryl Dawkins. I'm going to break the backboard, and so that way you'll start dragging me out here thinking you can beat me.
Was that when Bronny was like 12? Or?
Yeah. I don't know if they played recently.
Because Bronny's starting to get a little man-body.
But Skip, at the end of the day, that's still LeBron. And even though that's his son, he's like, I want my son to be good. I'm not giving you props. You're not going to go to school and tell your little buddy you beat your dad. Okay. You ain't just got no regular dad. Your dad is LeBron James.
No, I would agree with that. But it was interesting because it seems like his sole goal left is I'm going to play with my son.
Yeah.
And it might require that he leave the Lakers. It might.
It might.
It depends on who wants Bronny.
Right.
I'm still not sure just how good Bronny's going to be. I don't have a sense of it yet.
I mean, I think he's, top 40 right now? I mean, could he keep improving?
Probably. When you got that father and that kind of
But at the end of and the question is, Skip, okay, he keeps improving. Is he improved enough to be a one and done? Because that's probably what it's going to require. Because this year 20 now, and LeBron is going to be, this will be year 20 for LeBron. Okay, he goes 1 year of college. That'll be year 21 for LeBron. Now, assumption, Skip, he's a one and done. What if he's not a one and done? So now that's year 22 for LeBron.
Is he going to go to Duke? Does Duke want Bronny?
Right.
I'm sure they would take Bronny.
Kentucky.
Yep. Okay.
So,
all right. Back to my guy, Tom Brady. I'm convinced that there's a part of Brady that's just facetious, tongue-in-cheek with this. And he's jumping into the fray here in part to clown the fray. He's just poking fun at the whole notion of doing a Q&A, and I'm going to jump in like I'm just some guy challenging LeBron to the one thing that Brady, he's poking fun at himself because he's saying, this is the only thing I could compete with you on is on ice skates.
Considering that Brady spent 20 years in Boston, I feel very comfortable that he can ice skate. I don't know if he's ever played, been hockey or anything like that, Skip, but I feel very comfortable. Now, the question is, if Brady were to do one of these, would he be forthcoming enough? Because, Skip, when you do a Q&A, people want to feel like, okay, he's lying here, or he's telling the truth. Because
I will give LeBron props there. I think it's